Okay, you guys, so Miss T wanted to do a really super quick jump in and touch base with you on three things that I'm noticing that are causing a lot of people grief or hardship as they're working on their edits. And that would be transitions, text, and audio. So if we're thinking about doing our transitions, I want to show you where to find them. This is the basic editing workspace. And so if I come over and look in my media browser, there are two arrows on the side here. If you click that and go down to effects and click it, you're going to see that what's going to pop up is this list that we have here. We have Lumetri presets, we have audio transitions. The video transitions is what you would click on. Now mine is already open, but if you open this and the arrow was turned, it would look like this. Click on this, and then it's going to open up your transitions. And then you could follow along with the tutorial of adding in those transitions, like Miss T mentioned already to you how to do that. But you could just drag them and put them over. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing, what if this doesn't show up? Some people have been telling me, hey, the effects is not showing up in the left. It was only on the right. What you can do is go up to your window. That's right up here on the top on the left-hand side, click on window. And then when you do that, just make sure that effects, which is right here, is checked. And then that will work exactly like Miss T just showed you. Second thing, so transitions, that was a super overview of that. Text, let's say you want to get text in your film, you want to do rolling credits. Come over, you're going to notice our selection tool is what we're usually using. I'm going to go down now and click on the type tool. So when I click on that and then bring it up into my clip that's in the timeline, and so I'm going to come up to the program window, I'm going to first click down, click, and then drag. And that's going to make my text box just like that. Try to put that in the center if you can, because we want our text to be centered. We don't want the text to go off the screen. And if your text box was not kind of shaped like this and locked, it would just keep typing off the screen. And so then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to start typing. My text right now is in red because I was using red earlier. So we'll give it a title, Windy Day with Liam. All right, so after we have that in, how did I change the text color? When you do it, it's probably first going to be white, but you can come in and set things. As soon as I start typing with my type tool, you're going to notice that on the side over here, properties went from information that were numbers about the actual clip that now it has graphic information over here or text information. So I could come in under the text. Sometimes these will be closed, but if I click text, it will allow me to change the text. It will allow me to reposition the text. I can center it like that. I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. I can do all kinds of things like that. When I scroll down, you're going to notice I can also change the appearance. This is what would happen if it was white. You would come here, highlight the text, go to your dropper tool, click it, click on appearance, and then it would change. You can change your color to whatever color you want. Okay, so after you've done that, usually these things are pretty okay. You do want it linked. Notice that as I started doing this, it's made a new layer. It's made another video layer where my text is located. That's important because I can move this layer anywhere I want later. But after you have your text in, let's say it looks okay to you, even though that's really too thin, I'm going to move on. Go back and do either click on your selection tool or just hit V and it will change your tool to your selection tool. As soon as I do that, bring my selection tool and I click on the side, you're going to notice that the properties thing over here changes, and it now will give you this option of clicking on roll. When I click roll, that will, of course, now I'm going to scroll through and let you see this. It's going to allow the text to roll up, and that's how you do your end credits. Okay, so that little yell that we just heard at the end tells us that now we really need to think about sound. So let's talk a little bit about how to do sound additions. Okay, sound changes. I strongly encourage you, before you do any audio stuff with sound, go up to your workspace station and just change it to audio. A lot of you were having issues with not being able to see the songs, what you could import, but when you click on audio, you're going to notice that a panel on the side, your essential sound panel, opens up. And that's going to give us some options. When it's in browse mode, it's going to open up different categories. When you click this one, I'm in the mood category right now, and I've chosen epic. I can kind of come through and find the song that I want, that I like. Now, there is a little issue here. Right now, if I were to just start trying to hear the sound, you can get a pre-version of it. Watch what happens when I click play with this. It's going to play kind of the information from the clip and the potential track I was going to put in. Okay, and it's not at a part where it's actually a lot of dialogue happening right now. But what I would do if you're just adding music, you could highlight a clip, you could unhighlight it and do it for the whole thing, but you can mute the audio that's existing already with the dialogue and then just hear the music. You can also delete the part of the clip if the dialogue in your clip is not important and you don't need it. You can highlight that part and just do delete. If you notice, hey, I want to get rid of all of these, you could do this. You can also, and I mentioned this in one of the tutorials, I don't remember which. I'm going to leave the actual, I like the dialogue in that first part. I'm going to delete this part too. But you can actually, when you're first inserting clips, you can actually, in the source panel, you can kind of go in and only select the audio, this little button here, when you're in your source panel. You can click that and just insert only audio or just video. Once you have clips in your timeline, you can still separate the audio and the video by simply highlighting the clip and doing Control L. Or do it in when you're in the audio panel. Either way works. And so then I can just drag this into audio 2. I'm going to pull it down there. And then it has my track in there. Okay. And then you can go in and clip these and edit and remove it, shorten it, just like you would do any other clip. So we can come here. Maybe I want the audio to end down here. Come in with my razor tool, clip, and then I can go back to select, just do V, and delete, okay? And then I did want to mention to you this little guy, you can extend this, make it longer. If I put my playhead over it, you'll be able to see it. I can extend this, I can lift this and move it so that the credits would just have a black screen behind it. So I hope that these really quick reminders will help you guys.